If you know, you know. And if you know Khabib, then you already know one thing about him. He ain't ducking no smoke. He wants all the smoke. Now, he already signed his portion to fight Tony in April, which that's a mega fight. If anybody at 155 have a chance against Khabib, then it's no other than Tony Ferguson. He could wrestle, he could strike, and he has infinite stamina. So I'm looking forward to see if Tony's able to nullify Khabib on the ground, which is something that no one to this day have been able to do. However, Tony could fight off his back. He's an elite wrestler and a striker, and I believe he will give Khabib his toughest fight to this day, because it ain't a coincidence that no one have been able to stop Khabib on the ground. He has the perfect technique. He's physically impulsive. He's a very dominant force, especially at 155. You really can't go against Khabib. He's the number one pound for pound for a reason, because the man haven't lost a round yet and is undefeated in the UFC. He's the Floyd Money Mayweather of the UFC. So that being said, we all know when it comes to the ground, Khabib probably has the upper hand, or most likely he will. I mean, obviously Tony's very comfortable fighting off his back, but it won't be the smartest thing to do. Obviously, standing up, he has a better chance, because yeah, he tends to fight sometimes and just throw the game plan away and just go to war because he a warrior. However, he cannot make that mistake with Khabib, because Khabib will capitalize on that mistake. So he has to fight his fight all night and keep on the feet as long as he can, because we all know it will favor Tony if the fight is striking and standing up. It will favor Khabib if the fight is on the ground. It's that simple. So that being said, Khabib could strike himself. We obviously seen him drop Conor McGregor, but he uses the fact that his opponents are aware of him trying to take them down. So he acts like he's about to take you down, then he throws a wild punch or a sharp punch and catches you with it. And that's how he really caught Conor McGregor. He act like he about to take you down, and as soon as you react, he slaps you with a jab or with a right hand. So Tony has to be aware of these things. Tony's a fighter. I'm not going to tell him what to do. Obviously, this is his craft. So we'll see if Tony's able to dethrone the pound for pound king in the UFC, Khabib, because like I said time and time again, to be undefeated in the UFC is unheard of. And the reason why is because you can lose so many ways. But since Khabib mastered one of the arts of the UFC so much, he's such a dominant force in that field that no one have been able to deal with him. So we'll see if Tony will be just another victim, or will he capture the moment and shine. So the fight's supposed to take place in April. Tony haven't signed his portion. Obviously, the fight was supposed to take years ago. However, Khabib, the first time, couldn't make the weight. He was sent to the hospital right after. The second time, Tony suffered an injury. And funny enough, leading up to that fight, he was telling Khabib that he was scared. He pulled out of the fight the first time because he didn't want none of this smoke. Even though Khabib stay heading to the smoke, he in Smoke City right now as we speaking. So Tony was accusing him of all type of stuff, and Khabib told him, hey brother, listen, anything could happen. It could happen to you. And he spoke like a prophet almost, because not too long after, Tony decided to kick a steal and end up catching an injury. However, to Tony credit, he ended up fighting on Khabib versus Conor McGregor undercard, even though his injury wasn't fully healed. It just shows you how much of a warrior that he is. So that being said, I will favor Khabib in that fight. I would love to see this fight, and I hope Tony signs his portion. I got great respect for both, but you already know I'm rocking with Khabib all day. So shout out to New Media, shout out to Aki TV, shout out to all my Akis and all my brothers and every Akh Ma'iyya bil Alam. So that being said, to be continued on the next episode of Aki TV, and subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about the minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't, and listen to these casual fans. And to be continued on the next episode of Aki TV. Peace, and we out.